All right. So I am so super excited to have you here. Thank you
Oh,
for
thank you.
your time. This is awesome. Um, yeah, I wanted to make sure that people who are interested in your services and need them have a really good understanding of what it is you love to do, the different problems you like to solve, and a bit about you, just your background and what you do. So tell us a bit about your business, your practice, what you do, how long you've been doing this and all the things, all the
How
foundation.
long do you have? I could talk about this all day. Well, real short. My name's Mark Foley. I am the owner and personal trainer for Inner Evolution Fitness. Been doing it professionally for 11 years, but I've been doing it since high school, so a long time. The services I offer, pretty much anything involved with health, muscle gain, weight loss, stress management, joint pain, like reduction, movement analysis, just helping people overall be healthier from a beginner to an intermediate level. Um, yeah, nutrition coach, like I could keep going, but just anything like almost a health entrepreneur, like just helping people get better. That's pretty much what I do and what my business is about.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. So this almost sounds like it's like a one-stop shop for fitness, really, is how it sounds.
Yes, that's what I try to be. But when I don't have the answers, I send them out to other people. But yeah, I like to have people come to see me and give them a lot of value instead of like, well, I don't know that answer because I'm in this business because I want to know all the answers, and that's why I do all these certifications and learn all these things so I can learn it for myself and then pass on that knowledge. That's something I enjoy.
Yeah, yeah, and that just makes it so much more powerful too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's great. Where tell us a bit about your training too, like where did you get trained? Who are you certified under? All those different things.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see. Um, I had quite a few mentors, but I went to college um, for personal training. I went to CSU and then Heritage College specifically for personal training. I'm certified underneath ACE, the American Council of Exercise. Um, that's the big one, but then I have a lot of like precision nutrition. Um, I have the Nutrition Coaching Institute. I have the Functional Movement Systems 1 and 2. I have another like a stress, sleep, and recovery system underneath Precision Nutrition. I have, well, I could keep going. It's one of those things. Like I said, I love it, so I can keep talking about all the
Yeah,
certifications. But yeah,
yeah, and you're passionate about it too, which really shows. It's great.
yeah, very much so because it's like I said, I'm doing it. I started this for me to learn more about it so I can better help myself, but I also enjoy helping others. And that's why I'm in this business. I enjoy helping others with all the information that I learned for myself and pass it on to others.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. You mentioned something that I think would be particularly interesting to anybody who is watching this, who is a client of True Balance Pain Relief, but you mentioned stress and sleep something. I would love to hear more about that too.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Stress, sleep, and recovery. It's one of those things where I think it's a missing link for a lot of people because I think everyone can like benefit from exercise, but the missing piece to help really amplify their health is stress reduction, maximizing their sleep value, and recovering from that.
Yeah,
Because the big thing with exercise um, is recovery, and that falls underneath stress management and sleep. And I say that as a dad of a toddler that I understand like most people can't get sleep, but the thing is maximizing the sleep you can get and maximizing the stress reduction because I think those have bigger impacts, negatively compounding impacts on your life, unfortunately. And in this day and age, it's hard to get on top of that. So it's one of those things where everyone talks about it, but no one really knows how to implement it, like how to get more sleep, how to get better sleep, how to reduce stress, because you're still, unless you get lucky, you're probably still going to work. You're probably still going to commute. You're probably still going to have conflict with friends and family and spouses and kids. It's all still going to be there. You're like, you're not going to remove all of that and go live in a cave just for your health. Would that be beneficial? Well, yes, you would remove a lot of stress, that's for sure. But it's just finding out specific tactics and some tips here and there to to get better at sleep. It's not necessarily like, okay, well, I need to sleep 10 hours today. That's probably not going to happen for most people. But it's one of those things where if you don't get on top of it and you're not a little bit conscious of it, it's probably going to impact your life more than you think. Even if you have a great exercise routine, if you have your nutrition's amazing, but then you go see the doctor and like all your blood work and your vital signs don't reflect all the work you're doing in your nutrition and exercise. So I think it's one of those things where it's kind of a missing link.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. I see that all the time too with folks here.
Hmm.
Um, and it's almost like that elusive self-care element that sleep
Yeah,
is just, and the recovery is just, it's so tricky. So to be able to have a system that implements that, I think is like integrates that is just huge. What a game changer.
for
Huge.
sure. For sure. Like if you look at a lot of like professional athletes that really, really focus on maximizing everything, they always talk about sleep. Like I'm not a
Mhm.
big sports person or fan of it, but I like the training behind it. So I look up people, but like there's been people at the top of like the CrossFit Games or LeBron James, where I think right now LeBron James is on record for being like sleeping like 11 hours a day. That's incredible, but he's like the top of the top.
Yeah.
And same with I think it was Matt Fraser, a CrossFit champion
Mhm.
who he literally said that is the most important thing in his entire workout regimen is sleep and just
Yeah.
taking care of that. And that so that says a lot on how powerful it is when you have some of the best athletes, well, ever talking about the importance of sleep. So imagine if we, like non-professional athletes, could take care of ourselves like that and the impact it would have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like this attitude of progress over perfection. Like it doesn't have to be this
Oh yeah.
perfect, amazing sleep schedule. Like it's our job, like we are CrossFit professionals or something.
Right.
Gets to be even just a little bit better, right? And that even that can make such a big difference. So
Yeah, just one of those things where just a little bit of awareness
yeah.
goes a long way to where, so for myself, like if I have to wake up in the middle of the night and take care of my kiddo, like finding ways to go back to sleep.
Hmm. Hmm.
That I think that's massively important, being able to fall asleep deeper and faster while sleeping and just doing like it's small things. It's really, really small things to have a big impact.
Yeah.
Um, because when it comes down to it, it has to be easy and it has to be small enough for you to do it. And if
And
it's not, then well, you're not going to do it.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect tomorrow. So, can you tell me about a really powerful success story you've had with a client or two, something that maybe influenced the way that you work with your clients or something that was just very profound for you in your practice?
The first thing, there's a couple stories, but in the beginning of my career, I had some big impacts, and that really helped me. Um, so in the beginning, I had two clients, like within months of each other, which was interesting, where they started with me. They were both looking for weight loss to get just healthier. Both of them were pretty close on the like the obese side, but both of them, um, within about 3 months. And they didn't even know each other. It was just very strange that it happened at the same time. They both lost 60 pounds. So, why it was so profound to me is that I'm capable of making a huge impact without being a doctor, a physical therapist, a dietitian. It was just one of those things where like, oh, I'm in the right field. This is what I wanted to do, and I have this big impact on people just sharing my passion. So that was something that was really impactful to me because like I take all these things for granted because it's something I'm passionate about for myself, and then I can help anyone in front of me, like teaching them a little bit more about healthier choices, about exercise, about stress management can have a huge impact to where they shed a lot of weight, and it can last, that progress can last with them for the rest of their lives. So that's something that was impactful. It just gave me more confidence and like, oh, I am in the right profession. I am capable. I am on the same level as a lot of other health professionals. And so that was the thing that was very impactful for me. That and to be honest, like I also love the small stories from all my clients where they went for a hike and they're like, oh, I wasn't huffing and puffing at the end of the hike. I went for a run and my joints weren't achy. Like I love those stories. Like it's not as massive as saying like, oh, they lost 60 pounds, but it to me, it's still massive because it's a small thing that, like I said, I kind of take for granted because this is pretty much the life that I created, like nutrition and fitness, but having them able to do the things that they want to do again.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that keeps me going. That's for sure.
Even those little things do that does change their life, you know?
Yeah.
It's so super powerful. They're able
Yeah.
to do stuff that they love without even being concerned about it anymore. You know, they're able to use their body to that capacity.
Yeah.
It's a game changer. It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Now, I love helping people like educate and show them that even though we're all getting older, that doesn't have to be an excuse. That's something that I really enjoy because I've had plenty of clients in their 20s saying like, "Oh, I'm getting old. Oh, my back's going out. My knees are going out." I'm like, that's not how aging is supposed to be. It's just like that's just how their lifestyle ended up to where their knees
Mhm.
and back were achy, but and that's okay. But that's why I'm here. That's why I have a job, and that's why I love doing what I'm doing is to help educate those people. Like, oh, just because you're not 25 anymore doesn't mean you have to be broken. Just
Yeah.
because you're in your 50s doesn't mean you can't. You have to stop giving up the things that you enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a massive paradigm shift too.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Being able to feel at home in your body and capable every day. It's
for
huge.
sure.
So good. So along those same lines, I would love to hear more about what your version of like who's your favorite types of people to work with? What are some of your favorite problems to solve? Um, who do you really love to work with?
Mm, I can go two ways. One, I like challenges. I like solving puzzles. I like people where there's a lot of like I don't want to say issues, but there's a lot of things I can work with, like a lot of stress at work, a lot of stress at home, not a lot of time. And it's typically like a wedding or a reunion coming up where they're like, oh, okay, now I need to lose 50 pounds. Those type of things where it'll be like, all right, let's take a step back and let's figure out what would be the most beneficial thing. I enjoy that, just for like a mental stimulation type of thing.
Totally.
But probably the people that I enjoy working with the most are people that are typically thinking that they have to like rely on medication, rely on pain relievers, rely on like um, a lot of joint support type of things. And that they're like, they realize, oh, my health's done. I like working with those people because, again, I like educating and showing them that you don't need all that. Like,
Mhm.
is it helpful? Of course it is. But we can do some other things, some little tweaks here and there, get you a little bit stronger in certain areas for you. And then that stuff goes away. Like the reliance on like Advil or ibuprofen, like stuff like that is fun for me. So that's typically people that have been active in the past, or beginners and just trying to get on top of their health. People that are trying to take control of their health. Those are the people I really enjoy working with, where if I say something, they're receptive to what I say and will try it out. Those are the people that I enjoy working with.
Folks who are ready. Sounds like they're ready for something.
100%, 100%. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. They're motivated. They just don't know
Yeah.
which direction to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great because it can be really overwhelming. So to have that path and to have some good support is huge.
Yeah. No, I think it is very overwhelming for a lot of people who are just now starting the journey of like taking control of their health because like, well, with just all the stuff that I said, like where would most people start? Would it be like sleep? Would it be stress? Would it be working out? Would it be nutrition? Would it be getting rid of a stressful relationship? So that's like a really, really hard discussion that some people might need, like a hard friendship. Um, all of that can be overwhelming, but that's why I'm here is just to have like a sounding board where people can talk to me. I'm like, okay, I think this is your first step. Let's just work on that. Are there other things we can work on? There's always things people can work on. That's never gonna stop. Like, again, going back to the professional athletes, there's always a million things for them to work on. But what is the most important, what will have the most impact today
Yeah,
and stuff that you can actually do.
yeah,
So yeah, trying to find a way that makes life less stressful for them and gives them a good path. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's fantastic. So needed. And what would you say it's like working with you? What's that progression look like from beginning to starting? Like how does it feel to work with you? What's that process like?
That feels amazing. Um, it's one of those things where working with me, I always figure out where you're at first. I get to know you. I get to figure out who Aaron is. I get to see how you move, where your fitness level is at, and then I see what you're ready for as well, because you might want to compete in a competition again, like next year, but are you ready for it? That type of thing. But find out what you're ready for and then just meet you right where you're at. Give you the support you need, give you that little push. Because for me, I'm a trainer that's not super in your face. I'm a trainer that's very supportive, very suggestive of like, all right, well, what if we try this? I'm not a person that yells at you and tells you what to do. We are a team. We work
Yeah,
together to figure out what is best. Because like I might give you the best program, but if you don't like it and it doesn't feel good to you and you're not ready for it, you're not going to do it.
yeah.
So what's the point in that? So I just talk with you, get some feedback, and then like, all right, so this if I'm hearing you right, this is where you are. So let's give this a shot.
Mhm.
Then we try it out. And if it doesn't work, well, we pivot.
Yeah.
Um, so that's typically my approach. And I always like to be very friendly. I like to get to know people just to help because I think it helps it make it more fun. And most people, unlike you, probably aren't the biggest fans of working out all the time. Where some people really, really enjoy and they're like, they know what they're doing. They're like, please don't talk to me. I'm just gonna work out. And that's cool. Nothing wrong with that.
There you
And
go.
if that's who you are, cool. I'm very receptive to that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's dynamic too.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
That's great. So when people are ready to sign up for sessions with you and they want to work with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah. Probably the easiest way is just through my website, enterevolutionfitness.com. Um, Yeah, it's just there's a little button that says talk to an expert. I'm the expert.
Mhm.
So just schedule that. And then from there, we see if we're a good fit. And then go from there. And I'm always open. Like if we're not a good fit, well, I know some other people you can go to. Like I'm not a very aggressive because I like to work with people that I get along with. I don't want to work with jerks, or people that
Yeah.
I don't get along with, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's probably the easiest way. So enter INNER evolutionfitness.com. Or email if you want to be more direct, Mark MARK at enterevolutionfitness.com.
Awesome. Awesome. People are so excited to work with you. What you do is so needed. And I think at the level that you offer it, it's definitely different than what a lot of trainers are doing out there. So just want to say thank you for being there and putting yourself out there in a way that really does serve your community in a powerful way.
Well,
So
thank you. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thanks for your time today as well.
Of
Um,
course.
Yeah, it was good to chat.
Yeah.
All right.